Good afternoon and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Good news, guys. No dogs got sprayed by any skunks today. Actually, Jack had a dentist appointment, so he wasn't feeling the greatest. He had literally, went to school, then right after school he has football practice, and right after football practice he left from football practice and went straight to the dentist appointment. So they didn't end up getting home until like him and my dad until like probably sometime around 7 o'clock, like, or something like that. Actually I think it was 7 o'clock, almost on the button, because I remember being like, Jack, you gotta take the dogs out before I can feed them, which I normally feed them at 7 o'clock. And because he was just starving and out of it, we actually ended up getting Wendy's because, guys, it was so blazing hot out today. We haven't had the air conditioning going. Well, like, I've had mine in my room and my parents have had theirs going, but like in the rest of the house all the windows have been open, and like it's been really cool out, so like it's, you know, and there's been like nice breezes and stuff like that, so we've had all of the windows open in like the living room and the kitchen and the bathroom and stuff like that. And I think the main reason why we don't have like the windows in my room or my parents' room or my mom's office open is because they're all the old windows. Well, the kitchen and the bathroom windows are old too, but they're easier to get to and like open, whereas like in my room it's a pain in the butt to try and get to, and I've got an air conditioner in one of them so I can't even really totally open up my curtains, or I can't totally open my windows, but they've been, the other windows, the ones in the living room and everything like that, are new, so they're much easier to open. So we've had those open, but today it was so crazy hot out that we had to put the air conditioning back on. It's like 80 something, maybe almost 90 degrees. Like, it was just like dripping sweat hot today, and I cleaned the bathroom with no air conditioning on, and I seriously, at one point I was like, if I don't like stop and like go sit in the air conditioning, like I'm probably gonna pass out. Like, I was so hot. And the reason why we didn't end up putting the air conditioning on earlier though is because, for me at least, because I'm so short, which is the other reason why I have trouble opening and closing the old windows, is because they're really hard, and like you gotta jiggle them and like try and get them to actually like open or close, which was the problem. I couldn't get them to close, and I'm too short that like I can't get up high enough to like get the top piece of the window to pull it down, and they don't have handles on them, so like you can't pull them from the bottom, and you really like can't pull them from the bottom anyway either, because they get stuck, because again they're really old windows, they're like original to the house, and so they're a pain in the butt to try and close. So we couldn't have the air conditioning on because all the windows were still open, so we had to wait for my mom had pretty much the same problem too. Sometimes I can get the kitchen windows closed, I can definitely get the bathroom window closed, especially because I can walk up right to it, but with the kitchen windows, like, I can't, because I've got like the counter space in front of it, so I can't get close enough to the window to be able to close it. And it's a pain, like I can't push over a chair or anything like that either, because sometimes I have the same problem, where like I'm still not close enough or like at the right angle to be able to really even like open or close the kitchen ones. And so yeah, that was a really big pain today, but it was, I didn't spend much time out in the living room or kitchen or anything like that, other than when I was cleaning the bathroom. So I go and like do a little bit, which honestly I felt like worked really well today, in like going and like I'd clean the bathroom, like, you know, go and do dusting or whatever. First I did like dusting and clean the window and the what's it called, the mirror in there, and then I ended up like taking a little bit of a break. Then I went and like cleaned the toilet and the sink and stuff like that, and like the vanity and everything like that, and then took another little break. Then I cleaned the shower and all of that, took another break, then like, you know, did the stairs, vacuumed and swept the stairs and the hallway and the bathroom, and then did the sanitizing mop around those areas too. And so it was like worked out really well. So it was really hot out today, but yeah, so anyways, Jack ended up coming home after his dentist appointment and asked my dad if he could then take the dogs out. So my dad actually went out into the yard, got the motion sensor light to come on, checked the yard to make sure there was no skunk in the yard, and then we let the dogs out. So they didn't end up, you know, like going and running out there with another skunk in the yard again. So hopefully that's a good thing that it wasn't in the yard today. but it was still like, it was kind of early, like it was just kind of starting to get dark, so it wasn't like, you know, super late at night or anything like that, that the skunk was like, you know, could have still, or could be in the yard like right now, you know. But maybe putting those rocks and bricks and everything like that that we put around the fence line where we found some of those holes, hopefully will be deterring the skunk from coming into our yard from now on, and it won't be making its way back in, which would be really nice. But they can dig, guys, so I mean really anywhere that they'd want to come in, it pretty much could. So what we're thinking about is maybe putting a which my dad wants to do anyway, like railroad ties around like the fence line, which we're gonna do in the back anyway, where we're doing the pea gravel, so that it doesn't all like go underneath the fence anyway. So around that area where we have all of the tarp down anyway, we're putting those down too, which we still haven't finished. We still have not finished that project. We still didn't finish putting the other flower bed in the backyard yet. There's been several projects so far that we haven't gotten to, that is like, you know, I mean today was a really nice day, and this week's supposed to be really nice. I think like 80s or something like that, which it's supposed to be like, I saw thunderstorms almost every single day this week, except for maybe it was supposed to be today. I think it was supposed to be, I thought Monday and then not Tuesday, which it didn't really thunderstorm yesterday. It was kind of like cloudy yesterday. And then it wasn't supposed to today, but it was this morning though, like at 7 o'clock when I was like first kind of getting up. Then I ended up kind of falling back asleep and got up at like 9 o'clock today. But I ended up sleeping in a little bit later because I went to bed kind of late, which I'm going to bed a little bit later today, but I need to take a real quick shower. I'm actually staying up. I was watching some of the Cubs game. But then I saw like thunderstorms supposed to be like for the rest of the week too, so I don't really know if it is true or not, because I thought it was supposed to be like most of this week already, but it hasn't. Like yesterday wasn't really thunderstorming, and it was thunderstorming this morning, so I don't really know. I like briefly looked at like the weather app, and I just saw like what the little icon was for each day, and I saw that it looked like it was mainly supposed to be thunderstorming. Like I said, this morning it was for a little bit, because it woke me up because I was like, what is that flashing? Like it almost seemed like it was like strobing, and I couldn't hear any thunder, but I could see like the lightning outside of my window, and I was like, it has to be lightning, because I didn't know what else it was. And then sure enough, like a little bit later I could kind of hear it, and it sounded like it was thundering and lightning both. So I think it was, or it could have been like heat lightning, but it was really humid today, so I think that that was it. Like maybe that we had a storm early this morning, and then it kind of like faded out, but it just kind of hung around with that humidity because it seemed pretty humid out today. Which is like so weird though, because I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna wear like, you know, leggings and stuff like that, you know. My mom actually got me these at Goodwill, guys. She got me $5 leggings from, like, athletic leggings from Old Navy that are normally, I looked them up, they're normally $30 leggings, and I was like, wow, these are really nice. So I got those yesterday, and they're like so comfortable. Like I have one pair of like actual like athletic leggings, but I don't have any other like pairs like that, so these ones are super comfortable. I got to actually, I edited and uploaded all the vlogs I had, and then I also ended up doing laundry today, and I didn't really get to dishes, but like I said, so the reason, guys, today my dad and Jack actually ended up stopping and picking up Wendy's for dinner because it was so hot out today. And I was originally like, oh, I'll make something for I'll do some like chicken patties for dinner tonight with like spaghetti, but I realized, well, that's not gonna happen because it's like 80 degrees in the house to top it off, because we still hadn't had the air conditioning going. And so my dad got home, he closed all the windows right before he left for football, so it was probably like about 3 o'clock or something. He closed all the windows, and then we put the air conditioning on in the living room. But like I kept thinking like, oh, it's gonna get cooler, it's gonna get cooler, and I was like, no, there's like a hot breeze blowing into the house. Like that was how hot it was today. Even my mom had mentioned it too. She's like, it feels like there's just a hot wind. I was like, yeah, it does feel like that too. So yeah. But I'm gonna check the weather and see if I should make something for the oven tomorrow, or like throw something in for dinner in the oven, or if I should do a slow cooker dinner if it is gonna be hot again like it was today, because it was ridiculously hot out. But at least we'll have the air conditioning going tomorrow, so if I do turn on the oven, it's not gonna be like, you know, horrible. But it's just, yeah, like we got one random day in here where it's been like, oh, it's been really cool lately and stuff like that, which is kind of sad though, because I was like, last year, like I remember at a few football games we had like really hot weather, like early in like the first, maybe I remember the first home game for sure, it was like super hot out. Like I was in like tank top and shorts, I think, and I remember at one point I actually had Jack go and fill up my water bottle at the water fountain because of how hot it was. I was just guzzling down water like crazy. And Jack was too, like that game last year, the first like the first home game for the freshmen, and it was just so hot out. And then this year, like we haven't had, like I've worn sweatshirts to both of the two football games so far this year. I think that like the third game I went to was when I finally ended up wearing like I think a sweatshirt, because it started getting a little chilly when the sun started going down, but like it still wasn't like as cold as it's been. Like I'm like, it's weird that we haven't had like a really hot day or hot game so far. So maybe this week we will, but again, it looks like it might be thunderstorming, so I'm not sure. I gotta check that. But I did end up getting to a good amount of stuff today too, even with it being so hot, and I got all the bathroom and all that stuff cleaned too. So that was good. But I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a little thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.